Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
It comes down to one pitch and making sure you execute it.
I go one-on-one with Jack Flaherty. Plus,
this is pretty special.
Cardinals Care dedicates the new Matt Carpenter Field. And later,
he really lived every St. Louisan's dream.
Remembering the legacy of Cardinals executive Marty Kundun. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm your host, Ozzie Smith. Jack Flaherty has assembled a great second half. In his first 8 starts after the break, he went 4-0 with a sub-1 ERA. I sat down with Jack to talk about this season and his journey in the game. Well, first of all, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good.
I'm good.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Especially since the break.
Yeah, it's been fun since the break. That's for sure.
What's been the difference?
Just more mentally than anything. Kind of locking it in there and being able to take that kind of focus that I felt I had last year, being able to take it onto the mound and carry it on throughout the game. And I felt like at the beginning of the season or through certain points, it would always get to one inning or one pitch, and I'd look back on it and just think, man, I was one pitch away or this or that. But continuing to work on the mental side of the game and just focusing that in those moments, it comes down to one pitch and making sure you execute it.
You talked to Bob Gibson a lot. Have you been able to? What is his advice? How has that helped you? Or has it helped?
Yeah, no. I mean, anytime you talk to a guy like that, I mean, that's always helpful. So, I haven't talked to him recently, but with everything that's going on. But I've tried to reach out and hope he's doing well. And times I've talked to him, he's just continued to say attack. He's like. I've got really good stuff, and just to trust it, and that's really what it comes down to, is trusting it and believing in it and believing in yourself.
What kind of relationship do you have with Wayno? He's one of the veterans around here.
Yeah, it's gotten really good. It's gotten really good over the past year and a half, 2 years. It's been really fun, just kind of growing and continuing to grow into a closer bond where there's more constant communication. He's helping me out a lot, and hopefully I've given him something, but. He's got a lot to work with, so he's a guy I can always lean on.
Your motto, don't think. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your motto. Don't think.
I was just kind of sitting around one day and was writing down, going back and reflecting on the season and kind of what about, when things were going really good, what was kind of going on. And, a lot of times guys talk about being in that zone or being in that mental state of mind where you just play and things just happen and there's nothing going through your head and there's no thoughts. It's just you're running on instinct, you're running on, just being a baseball player, being who you are. What you're talking about now is something that's it was always a part of what I did. It's operating in your subconscious mind. Mm-hmm. It's through your subconscious mind that all the things are accepted and good things happen when you're operating that way. And watching you this year, it certainly appears in the second half that you've gotten that you've found that a little bit
that don't think thing, and now you're just letting it happen naturally.
You had that one play where you went sliding and you go reach back barehanded.
That's right.
I mean, there's no thoughts, there's no nothing.
It just happens.
It just happens.
So it's been fun to watch. Yeah. You operate that way.
Strikeout for Flaherty, number 4 tonight.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and then somebody asks you, what was going on, what changed, and you just, at that you don't have time to think or process about anything, and sometimes I can overanalyze and look into things too much, and it's just, trying to take as much as I can without doing that part, without overanalyzing.
Well, it's been fun to watch you as you're continuing to grow as a player and as a person. So. Keep it going.
Thank you, it's fun.
Cardinals Care builds ball fields across the region for kids who need a quality field to play on. Each field is named after a Cardinals player. Matt Carpenter Field in Pagedale, Missouri is the most recent to open. Here's a look at the dedication ceremony.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Matt Carpenter Field
dedication ceremony, and these are always very, very special days. To be able to redo a ball field or build a ball field for young kids and a chance to play and a chance to stay safe and a chance to enjoy this game that we all love.
This is the 24th ball field that we'll dedicate in Cardinals Care's efforts to support kids in the community. And, you know, we rely on the generosity and support of our fans and the generosity and support of our players like Matt Carpenter to help keep that mission alive.
Really just what it means for this community and what the Cardinals are doing in the city of St. Louis, putting these fields together for the Redbird rookies, and it's just pretty special. And my dad and I were talking about this the other day. I mean, the Little League field that I played on, we hit on there all the time. It brings back a lot of good memories. It's pretty special to be able to put one of these in.
Matt's, he's really kind of funny about how quiet he keeps about things he does. I'm very proud of that, though. I'm really kind of overwhelmed by what all has gone on here today. I didn't realize it was such a big deal. I mean, forgive me, my voice is cracking a little bit because I am so proud of how modest he is and how much he gives back to the community. I'm more impressed with that than what he's done as a player.
You know, anytime kids are involved in youth sports, especially the game of baseball, I think it does so much for them as their development, not just as athletes, but as people. I think the game of baseball teaches you a lot about life. There's a lot of failure involved, and things, can be very challenging, but it can be rewarding as well. Very similar to the ups and downs you go through life and through school and through just being a kid. You can learn some valuable lessons on a baseball diamond.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider.
Just move the chopsticks towards the eating orifice, which is on the front of your face.
Our Clubhouse Critics try some stir fry. Also coming up,
He wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to come to a Cardinals game.
recalling the impact of the late Marty Kundun. All season long, we've been showing you what Cardinal players think of the food at Busch Stadium. It's time for our most recent edition of Clubhouse Critics. This time, Asian stir fry is on the menu.
So up first, we are going to try our Asian stir fry. We've got some made-to-order stir fry with your choice of seasonal vegetables, a protein, either beef, chicken, or fresh shrimp, and a little bit of an Asian marinade. Yay! See how much of this noodle I'm getting here. Oh, and then it's really simple. You just move the chopsticks towards the eating orifice, which is on the front of your face.
Oh wow!
How is
good.
that? That's pretty good.
Oh yeah!
Excellent. All right. Would you like some more here? Let's get
I don't want
deep. Okay. All right. This does look pretty good though, Mike. How is it with rice? Because I can. Okay.
I'm good. It's really good. I think added some beef. I think it'd be excellent.
You like the protein version?
Yes.
Okay. How are we with the vegetables here? Nice little crispy, crunchy. Are these peas?
There's some crispy in there.
Not peas. What are those called? These things here.
What is this sauce?
We know our food, don't we?
I don't know
What are
what
these
that
called?
is. Sprouts?
Yeah.
What's this going on here?
That. I don't know. You want to try it? Tell me what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go. See how easy these chopsticks are?
That's a pepper.
Yeah, that's a pepper. Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
This looks good. You can see that nice heat steam coming. We may have gotten a little bit of rice down the front of the robe, but that's okay.
That's not bad.
How are we doing?
That's
One
not
better
bad
than
at
the
all.
other? Do you have
I'm
a
a
preference?
huge
Am I allowed
fan
to
of
say
the
one's
rice.
better than the other?
Yeah, I'm
The
a
rice is better than the noodles.
Yeah,
Okay.
huge fan of the rice.
We got 2 votes for the rice. All right.
Straight ahead,
Every day I come out here is an opportunity. I'm grateful for it.
we head down to the farm to chat with Ronnie Williams. Plus,
Marty's office became known as Trinket City.
the halls still showcase his impact. Have you listened to the Cardinals Insider podcast yet? Each week, the show welcomes players, executives, and alumni. Plus, hear audio from the Cardinals radio archives. Take Cardinal baseball with you on the Cardinals Insider podcast. Listen or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts or at cardinals.com/podcast. Late Cardinals Vice President of Community Relations Marty Kundun worked for the club for over 30 years. He assembled a collection of Cardinal items in his office, which became known as Trinket City. Marty's love for the Cardinals was infectious, and he will always be remembered as one of the club's greatest ambassadors.
Marty Kundun served in a variety of capacities for the St. Louis Cardinals. The role that he's most remembered for is being Vice President of Community Relations. But he really lived every St. Louisan's dream outside of getting to play for the St. Louis Cardinals. He was the young boy that grew up here in St. Louis. He went to the University of Missouri St. Louis and then got a job, I think, as an intern and worked his way up to a full-time role with the Cardinals. To this day, the club's complimentary ticket program is known as the Marty Pass program. He was always the person that had complimentary tickets in his pocket, that if he had seen somebody at the grocery store that was wearing a Cardinals jersey, or somebody doing a good deed in the neighborhood, or kids coming down on their field trip to Busch Stadium, or whatever the case might be, that he wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to come to a Cardinals game. At the previous ballpark, what we call now Busch Stadium 2, Marty's office became known as Trinket City. Marty was interested in anything and everything that had a Cardinals logo on it. To this day, at Busch Stadium 3, we have an area downstairs where we have our own Trinket City. These are items that came from Marty's office at the previous ballpark and his office here when he worked here. And these are on display for guests, and it's right outside what we call our first pitch room. It's Marty Kundun's first pitch room. He was the closest thing I've ever seen to someone having everything you could have to be a Cardinal without ever getting to wear the birds on the bat uniform on the field. That's who Marty Kundun was.
During our Bear Farm reports, we catch up on players from across the minor leagues. Some of them are on the cusp of the majors. Others are still refining their craft. The subject of this week's report is right-handed pitcher and former second-rounder Ronnie Williams.
Man, the breaking ball gets Gore and frozen.
You have to get ahead. When you fall behind in counts here and they know and they sit on the pitch, they don't miss it. So you have to get ahead. That's most important. Because here, when they sit on the pitch and they know it's coming, most of the times they don't miss it. In the lower levels, they might foul it off or pop it up, but here, they're pretty on time when they have a plan. Well, when I know I can hit my extension side fastball, which is glove side, if I can hit that 5 times in a row, everything pretty much plays off of that. So I try to get the extension side fastball down, and then I know I'm ready to go. Everything will play off of that.
Corpus last year, swing and a miss here. Williams gets him on a good break.
High energy guy, attack the zone, come in, I bring energy. For me, I just love the game. I wouldn't rather do anything else. So every day I come out here is an opportunity. I'm grateful for it. I have guys back home who've gotten released who would love to be in my position, and I just don't take that for granted. So for me to just come out and play baseball as my job I love it. It's a good opportunity.
It's time for this week's trivia question. Gary Gaetti played parts of 3 seasons with the Cardinals. That meant that he wasn't playing too far from where he grew up. What southern Illinois town was Gary Gaetti born in? Was it Centralia, Mount Vernon, Carbondale, or Breeze? The answer when we return. We're back with the answer to this week's trivia question. We asked, in what southern Illinois town was Gary Gaetti born? The answer is Centralia. He played 20 years in the big leagues, but his time in St. Louis brought him closest to home. Here's Gary with more memories of his career.
Gaetti hits one into deep right field. Sosa back at the wall. Good night.
It was awesome. I was out on the field and just experiencing like smells and stuff that I had when I was a child coming over here to watch games. And I'm seeing, on a regular basis, my childhood heroes that are coming, Lou Brock and these guys coming into the games, and just, it's just a good time. I mean, I really realized I didn't know near enough about St. Louis, and yet fell in love with it when I was here and found the finer parts and just, the people and just everything there was, to do here, and the tradition of the baseball and the stadium. It was one of those childhood dream come true kind of things,
Jordan running, and Gaetti hits one way out of here.
Great memories, man. That's why I love coming back. That's where I grew up. So I was blessed with, you know, good health enough to stay healthy and, you know, not be injured, even though I had a couple injuries. Be in that position where you can play successfully or, you know, relatively successfully enough to have somebody continue to want your services. And, you know, I mean, I just looked at it as like, I'm just going to play as long as I can, and I liked it. And once you get a taste of playing and winning, and I guess the money and all that kind of stuff, you want to keep going as long as you can. One of the greatest baseball towns in America, and probably, I mean, arguably could be the best. And the fans are loyal to their players, and if you played hard and you know represented the team and, you know, the city and all that kind of stuff, they stay loyal to you. So it's like, you know, they make you feel good. I mean, you know, we had some good teams in my years that I was here, and just wish it, you know, could have lasted a little bit longer. But, you know, things change, and still great.
Coming up next.
If you're looking for something cutting edge, I think I got to go with Bader.
Who is the best dressed Cardinal? Make-A-Wish helps create one-of-a-kind experiences for children who battle health issues. Cards fan Preston Dobbs' wish was to have the ultimate Busch Stadium experience. Our friends at Fox Sports Midwest helped make it happen.
And base hit, Matt Carpenter. Finally.
I'll tell you what, I love the call and I love your honesty. You're tough up here. I like it.
That was awesome.
You hold these guys accountable.
Yeah.
Nice work. There he is, Preston Dobbs. And he's got the STL on the side of the head. I mean, he came ready. That's a fan, man.
Welcome to Busch Stadium. So I will tell you some things, but if you have questions, you make sure you ask.
This very important jersey that you need to wear tonight when you throw out the honorary pitch.
How has it been being an intern manager to becoming a full manager? Like, how does it feel?
Feels great. I've got the best job in the world. Good question. Thank you for asking. Good job.
Oh my God.
Good to meet you. Make-A-Wish punishment hanging out with these guys?
His wish is to meet the Cardinals, and you were one of the ones he was hoping to meet.
Awesome. You like the jersey.
That's Preston.
Preston?
Yeah.
Meet you, Preston. I like your hair, man.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Preston.
Good to meet you.
I'll see you soon.
There are some sharp dressers on the Cardinals roster, but who is the best? We ask in this week's Ask a Cardinal.
I'm gonna say either Jack Flaherty or Harrison Bader. Those two young guys, they got their own style, which I really dig. I like what they bring to the field every day. You can even throw in a Jordan Hicks. You know, these guys know how to dress.
And I like Miles. Miles, his suits, depending on where we go, city to city, it's always different. It's always based on what city we're going to. So he always has something different. He always has a nice tie. He always has a tie to go with it.
Best dressed, I would say Miles Michaelis. He's usually got the flow going. He's got the nice suit, good-looking shoes.
I don't want to say myself, because I think, you know, I wear the suits on every flight. I like to look nice. If you're looking for something cutting edge, I think I got to go with Bader. He's into the fashion that's right now.
Probably Harrison, because he's just got that out there. It's just different, you know. He's wearing yellow shorts sometimes, wearing plaid t-shirts different days. I dig it. I dig his style.
That'd be me, because it's me.
Ultra flashiest would be Carlos Martinez.
I don't know, maybe Fowler. There's the Fowler. He got good dress, and me.
Besides myself,
A lot of people try. A lot of people. I like that. I like the fact that they try.
Of course, myself. I look tremendous pretty much on a regular basis.
When we return, playing the game with one arm. Stay with us. This episode is coming to a close, but we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. Plus, our YouTube page houses all of our content, including individual stories and past episodes. This spring, Tommy Morrissey came to spring training to hit some baseballs. Later in the season, he did the same in St. Louis and even took some grounders. What makes all this even more remarkable is that the 8-year-old has just one arm. And still, he's quite the slugger. We leave you with the sights and sounds of his batting practice session in Jupiter, and we'll see you next week.